Yo, okay. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Um, why does it make me stream uh in portrait? I don't like doing that. Can I stream horizontally, please? No? Okay, apparently I cannot stream horizontally. It makes me stream portrait and I cannot seem to find a way to stream in not portrait mode, which is a bummer, but I guess we'll just have to deal with it, won't we? Anyways, as you can probably see by the fact it's lighter outside than it was yesterday, I uh I actually was smart enough to stream a little bit earlier than like 9 p.m. like I did last time. I don't know why I streamed so late. Okay, wow, the fact that the chat has not moved at all is scaring me. Is the stream working or is it broken? I can't ever tell, and that's scary. Yeah, streaming on mobile is really just like you're really taking a gamble when you stream on mobile. You never know what's happening. I cannot tell if this is working or not. The fact the chat is not moving at all is what is concerning me. Oh no, please tell me it's working. Is the stream working random? I can't tell. Can you guys hear me? Oh, thank you, man. That's really appreciate it. Okay, so anyways, um, yeah, this time I have a monster because I already had a Coke, and like a very healthy person, I drink one can of Monster and one Coke a day, and then wonder why my health is not in that great sometimes. But we move on. Anyways, um, so yeah, this is gonna be another chatting stream like it was last time. Because that's just what I do. And also because I don't know, I feel like I already talked about anything that needed to be updated last stream. I already talked about BFOHR. So uh yeah, only one. Dude, if I had more than one monster a day, I would probably have a heart attack and die. I have high blood pressure. I probably shouldn't be having monster at all. Did the chickens already put themselves in their pen? Hold up, sorry. I care way too much about this, but I'm just curious. Wow, I guess they did. I don't know. I guess they just really like the pen. I was talking about the Coke. Oh, the Coke? Honestly, when it comes to the Cokes, I just like I don't know. The Costco we go to runs out of them very, very quick. And so if I drink too many too fast, I just won't have Coke for like 4 months, and that's sad. And I really like Coca-Cola. So if I don't have my Coke, I get sad. This is really stupid. Oh my god, 24 viewers. There's no reason that should be that high. Anyways, okay. A very no, we're having no topic like usual apparently. Okay. So is there anything else I should update on before we do to the general Q&A stuff? Really no noteworthy uh updates on BFOHR since yesterday. I kind of said everything there was to say about BFOHR yesterday. I'm trying to get into a secret room in Azumanga Daioh roleplay right now. I probably completely butchered that name. But yeah, I have not played Roblox in like forever. I should make a new account. I say make a new account because I don't think I have the login to like any of my old accounts. Because I'm smart and I basically make a new account every single time I play Roblox. Yay. I don't know. That's just what I do. I don't play Roblox consistently enough to justify having like one consistent account I actually remember the login to. And also, I just don't play Roblox on my own ever because, like, I don't know. I'm not a gamer. I got it completely right. Let's go. The one time I pronounced something correctly, and it's the show I haven't even watched yet. I do. I know you jokingly suggested this yesterday, but honestly, if I could get OBS working, I would totally do an Azumanga Daioh watch through on stream. I just need to get OBS working. Oh, I guess I can give an update on on OBS Adventures. Oh boy, I love OBS. Yay! Yay, it's so good. Um, so last night I was like, I'm gonna try to troubleshoot OBS on my own because my friend has not been available to try to help me yet. So first, I just try it normally like I've always done, and I get these like weird black squares on my screen, and Minecraft just won't load. So I cancel that, and then I change the recording. So instead of recording my screen, it only is gonna record Minecraft. And after I start trying to record Minecraft, what happens is I switch it to that and it works and it starts loading. But then when it's on the generating world screen, it just pauses. And I'm like, okay, so the game froze. But then I listen in and I hear after listening in, I hear Minecraft noises. I hear sheep, I hear like things walking around, and I'm like, what is happening? Because the screen is still the generating world screen. And I hit the arrow keys and I can walk around. I can hear the walking sounds, but my screen is still paused on the generating world screen. And I'm like, okay, this is a bit peculiar. This is not how things should be working. And I'm like, whatever, I guess I just got to exit out. And I hit the Windows key, to like close the tab or minimize the tab or whatever. And um it doesn't work. It just still is on the generating world screen and I'm like, "Oh, that's not good." So after I try that, I realize my entire computer is paused um on the generating world screen. The entire computer, not just my Minecraft. It is stuck on that screen, and I had to, through sheer muscle memory, exit out of the game and close it with it stuck on the generating world screen, purely based on just how many times I've closed the game manually before, and pray that that unfroze the screen, and you know what? It did. It actually unfroze the screen. How that happened, how that worked, no clue. But, yeah, at least I was able to, get Minecraft working, or not Minecraft working. I was able to get my computer working somewhat. But yeah, OBS still not exactly my friend. I tried troubleshooting a few more things, and then my microphone stopped working, and it broke off the microphone stand. So that's everything is going about as ideal as it could possibly go. Um, hello, I subbed. You said hi. Hello. I don't know how to read your name, and I feel like I'm gonna be really sad if I completely mess up your name. I feel like that'd be tragic. I wish they would show me, like, people's display names and not their ats in the chat, their handles or whatever you wanna call them. But yeah, so yeah, I've been trying to mess with OBS, not having any dice, on my own, and, like, I cannot tell if I just have, like, the worst settings ever, or if my laptop is just so bad, it physically cannot handle streaming or recording with OBS. It really could be either of the 2. I don't know which one it is. I'm really hoping I just accidentally have it set to, like, the worst settings anybody's ever known, but I kind of doubt that. I kind of feel like there's a good chance my laptop might just be too bad to work with OBS. Because from what I understand, recording takes a lot more processing power than you would expect. And a bug just landed in my hair. And it seems to be gone. So you know what? I guess I'll count my blessings and ignore that. Gonna take another sip of my monster. I just saw my neighbor come out into their yard. Oh god, they can hear me live streaming. Thing you could ever do is have your neighbors learn. It's a bug. You guys probably can't even see that, but I think that's a bug. I don't know what it is, but it's a bug of some kind. This is a really interesting live stream, isn't it, guys? One viewer. Yeah, that's about fair. Anyways, so yeah, OBS not working out for me so well right now. I'm gonna hope that my one friend. Am I gonna go to the tour? Okay, this is I don't know what day I'm going, but yes, I will be going to the Inanimate Insanity BFDI tour. I will probably be going to the one in, I think, LA, most likely. I don't know the day yet or anything. I have to talk to my dad about when that's gonna happen, but I will be going to the tour. I went last year. And I think it would be fun to go again this year, and my dad said he'll take me. Speaking of BFDI, um, the other thing I'm seeing is I'm gonna see the BFDIA finale in theaters tomorrow. I'm really excited about that. It keeps trying to tell me, "Add a Q&A sticker," or, "What's a movie you would watch forever?" YouTube, thank you for telling me how to stream and all. I'm gonna take it from here. I would rather do a bad job than, listen to YouTube. Yay. But anyways, yeah, I get to see the BFDIA finale in theaters. I'm really excited about that. BFDIA is my favorite season. Can you tell me who wins? Yeah, don't worry, I got you. I'll DM it to you after after I see it. But yeah, I'm really excited to see the finale because that's my favorite season. I know that's not exactly the most controversial take right now, considering Teapot is a train wreck, but yeah, BFDIA is my favorite season. Um, actually, now just to uh now just to keep yapping about BFDIA, just to okay. I had something I was trying to go on there, and I just like worded it in the worst possible way. To continue yapping about Battle for Dream Island, my favorite seasons. Nobody asked this, but I'm going to talk about it anyway. My favorite seasons in order are BFDIA, uh, pre-split BFB, Battle for Dream Island Elsewhere, uh, probably like original BFDI, and then Teapot and then post split. I'm sorry, post split is still just like consistently bad, where at least Teapot started off good and then got really bad. But I was pretty it's pretty close between post split and Teapot. I'm not gonna lie. And IDFB is not on the ranking yet because it is a single episode long. Speaking of seasons that are single episode long, I just remembered this. Is that one spinoff? I'm just yapping at this point, but do you guys think that one spinoff with Grandfather Clock and Metronome is just, like, dead? Is do we think that's coming back, or did they make one episode and decide, "No, I think we're about done with that one"? Because like, I don't know. It was weird, but I thought it was kinda fun. I don't know, have, like, a little short thing with those 2, but we never got another episode, so, like, I kinda feel like maybe it's just dead, which is sad, but, you know, I guess not too surprising. I don't know. This is a liminal latte live stream. Why am I yapping about BFDI? This is not my show. I say that as if everybody here is not objectively a fan of BFDI. If you watch object shows, if you watch my channel, you probably are a fan of BFDI, or at least watch BFDI to some degree. I don't know. I'm not good at live streaming, guys, if you can't tell, but I am good at yapping without stopping. So you know what? We're just gonna go with it. I'm talking really, really fast, and not sticking to sentences very well because I just had a Coke and now I'm drinking a Monster, so there's just a lot of caffeine in my system right now, so I'm not sticking to singular topics very well. I mean, I don't do that very well in normal live streams anyway, but especially not well right now. Also, did not mean to ignore the Streamlabs comment. It's worth a try maybe. I don't know. At this point, I'm desperate, man. I want to be able to live stream Minecraft or something. Because I don't know, I just think a Minecraft stream would be fun, and it would probably be a lot more structured than these streams where I just kind of go outside and talk to the camera and don't stick to a single topic at all. Um, I don't know, and also just a Minecraft stream sounds fun because I want to play Minecraft. Animation stream one. Um, See, that really depends. I could totally see myself doing a live stream where like I try to learn how to use Adobe Animate on stream. I think that could be kind of funny. Um, I would like to do a Toon Squid live stream, but also like I don't really think there's a very consistent way to stream your phone or iPad screen. So I don't really know if a Toon Squid stream where I animate like how I normally do would be possible. But maybe we do an Adobe Animate stream where I try and miserably fail to learn the software, and everybody that knows what they're doing, makes fun of me for, like, an hour while I fail in probably just the most, like, pathetic ways you've ever seen. I cannot tell if the neighbor is doing something in their yard or if there's just a bunch of sprinklers going off right now. I'm not gonna worry about it, I guess. But, yeah, there are a lot of different things I wanna stream, like, what if possible. I really wanna do a goat simulator stream. Goat Simulator is, like, one of my favorite games ever, like, just the fact it's, like, one of those games where you just fuck around and do whatever you want is, like that is my kind of game. I love Goat Simulator, and I haven't played it in a long time, and I think it would be really funny to play it on stream. Other things I wanna stream, as I said, Minecraft, I think the Adobe Animate stream could be fun. I wanna do a stream, where I make music. I have, FL Studio, so we could I don't know, we could try to make music on FL Studio. I'm not very good with FL Studio, but then again, you can argue I'm not very good when it comes to any music software. So, maybe not that much of a debuff when you really think about it. But yeah, I think a music making stream could be fun. I think Minecraft, I think Goat Simulator, I think I have Portal 2. I've already played the game, so I already kind of know the story, but it could be fun to replay it because it's been a long time. Do you have paid FL? Yes, I do. I got it as a birthday gift, and I didn't use it as much as I really should have. But yes, I do have a paid legal copy of FL Studio. I'm one of the very few people that can say that because it's significantly more expensive than it should be. But I do have it. And honestly, if I have to be completely honest, the paid copy of FL Studio is a little bit tedious because I don't know if anyone else does this. Mine signs me out all the time, and it's like you got to sign back in, and it's like this is so tedious. Like, why make it so annoying to use the software? Also, the other thing that's annoying is that it just, like, has because my dad made the account because he got it from me for my birthday, it just has, like, my full legal name in the top left corner at all times. I there's probably a way to turn that off, but that is, like, not cool. I don't like that. I don't really want it to have my full legal name in the corner. I could probably cover it up with, like, a stream overlay, if nothing else, but I'm hoping there's a way to turn that off or change it to something else or something, but yeah, that's not ideal. I don't really want that on there because I feel like there's obvious reasons why I don't want that on there. But anyways, yeah. FL Studio stream I think could be funny. Uh, I don't know, we could make some garbage music. I don't know, Megalovania. Megalovania is like one of the only things I remember how to play on the piano, and I only know how to play the little lead thing at the beginning. You can go to options, have it show your license plate instead. That'd probably be better than my name. I don't know what information that'd give away about me, but I'd rather it than my name. But yeah, all of this to say, I desperately want to get OBS working so I can do fun computer streams and not these streams where I sit outside for like an hour and go on topics for like 2 seconds at a time before immediately forgetting what I'm talking about. Um, Another thing with Minecraft is I think a Minecraft stream would be really fun because I am really bad at Minecraft. I know people are like, you can't be bad at Minecraft. Oh, trust me. When you're me, you can be bad at Minecraft. Um, if there's anything more than like a single mob at a time, um, I'm doomed. I'm just done. If there's more than like one mob on the screen, um, I'm going to die. And I think it's just gonna be really funny to watch me um, completely and utterly miserably fail at playing Minecraft. Um, yeah, I don't know. I just think it could be a little fun series. Am I gonna bring back Tenos? I wrote a script and then voice acting finished like over a year ago, and then I just never did it. I just never edited the audio. It's not even that I didn't feel like doing animation. It's just that I didn't feel like editing the audio. At some point, probably, maybe, I don't know. No promises, but I'd like to because I don't know. It's just not good to have the season be unfinished this long. But yeah, Tenos probably will come back. I just like really need to quit being lazy and do the audio. Cause it's not like anybody's necessarily expecting super high quality visuals from a Tenos season. Season 1, I have redone my idea for season 1 so many times. Just so many times. I cannot settle on an option I particularly like. So one of these days I need to just stop overthinking it and just commit to one. And if I don't like it very much, I can always just redo it, you know? It's better than never doing it ever, I guess. But yeah, I've had a lot of iterations of bringing back season 1 and Tenos. I just am lazy. Awesome answer. Yay. Yay, that's really exciting. I love when the content creator that has 1,000 subscribers isn't even putting in like bare minimum effort. Yay. It's true. Why does it keep telling me to add? What does this even do? What is a Q&A sticker? What does this do? No, why would I? What is this? I don't want this. A plot twist that yeah, okay guys, what's a plot twist that completely blew your mind? I'm concerned. I don't know why it does this. I'm probably gonna delete this off the screen in a second, but it's kind of funny that it can do it at all, I guess. Yesterday after I ended the stream, YouTube did something that I didn't know it could do, where it randomly generated a stream highlight clip for some reason, which is something I did not know it would do. But yeah, it just created a private short it never posted publicly. That was just a random clip of me from the stream talking. And I don't know why it did that to this very day. I have no clue what caused it to generate that. It was literally just me talking about two contestants and how I don't really care for it. I don't know why that was considered a highlight. Okay, I don't know what the point of this thing. When Tomato Head killed Greens, yeah, that's honestly, you could say that, and I would honestly, you could be talking about a real show, and I'd have no idea. There's so many obscure object shows with just like any name ever. You could do like any combo of letters, BF, and then really any combo of letters, and it's probably an object show somewhere. You know, if Battle for Obama Hamburger is a real show that I put effort into, really anything can be an object show now. I think at one point in time I was going to do a show called Battle for Reese's Puffs and somebody beat me to it and I was really sad. I don't know why I let that stop me because I don't think other shows having the same name has stopped me in the past. I just kind of do it anyway. Which, sorry for the other shows created by smaller channels, but also I like the name and I think it's funny. So I might still make Battle for Reese's Puffs one day. I don't know. A lot of my motivation behind show names is I think it would be funny. That was like the entire thought process behind Obama Hamburgers. I'm sure it's probably pretty obvious. In fact, the actual like prop asset for the Obama hamburger that shows up in episode 8, I didn't make that until we made the finale. So I had like there was no Obama hamburger, like that was the name was purely picked because it was funny and I was like, I'll figure out what I'll do for it later. And I mean, I did. Um, Maybe it would have been better off if I'd never made that image because it's kind of scary looking, but I sure made it. Although honestly, it's worse in Obama hamburger reheated. The drawn version of the Obama hamburger is significantly more scary than the PNG one. BF599 was named entirely because of how minuscule. Yeah, that's a lot of the time. Oh my goodness, what the heck happened there? Um, a lot of the time, sometimes like it's just funny to have people battle for a really mundane prize, like just something that's like battle for a stick of gum and some toothpicks, something like that. Like it's just kind of funny to imagine these characters going through like a multi-week long battle with challenges that are like physically painful and annoying, all for like something that they probably don't even really want that much. I don't know. I think it's kind of funny. It's not really that, you know, good. A lot of people do not really like a lot of people do not really like joke prizes, but I don't know. I think joke prizes are funny as long as it's not like, hey guys, the prize is this random meme. Haha, the joke is that it's a meme that I didn't make. Isn't it funny? So like, yeah, that's not very funny, but I think when the prize is something really mundane, like, oh hey, look, here's a lawn chair. You guys want to battle for that? I don't know. I think that's kind of funny. I'm gonna get this plot twist thing off the screen. I don't know why I even did that. The Tiso is named because I was thinking this is the show ever. Um, That was kind of my logic behind okay, so the object show of all time actually had, a few different names during production. So, as you can probably tell if you listen closely to the intro song, the original name of the show was going to be the Speedrun Object Show, and then it was just gonna be shortened to Speedrun Object Show. And then it actually was almost the object show ever before eventually I thought the object show of all time was really funny. And I'm glad I did it when I did because then Bungee Cord also made a show called Toso, which technically he never actually made the show, but mine came first. So, I'm happy that I was the first one to jump on naming their show that, I'm pretty sure. Um, the best prize ever is the constitutional baking soda. Okay, so funny story about the constitutional baking soda. Hold on, let me drink my uh energy drink. So basically with the constitutional baking soda from that one teen off season, the idea there was I was talking to Curb about how I had a character that I haven't used yet named Baking Soda, and I ended up reusing their design for package from oh shoot, what was it called? Yet another not yet another mini show. It was It's Another Mini Show, I think was the name. Um, I reuse baking soda's design as package, and I wanted to redesign package so I could keep that design for baking soda. But Curb was like, I'm not a fan of when people redesign characters that have already shown up on screen. And so she's like, why not just give baking soda a new design? And she drew that concept art and I don't really remember why. I think it was just because I didn't have a prize in mind for the show, but because I had that image of that concept art of the baking soda she drew for me, I just was like, "Yep, that's the prize." And then the constitutional part, I'm pretty sure I just opened a random word generator, set it to adjectives, and then just picked the first thing it did. So I was like, "Yep, it's constitutional baking soda now." And I think there was gonna be a joke where I think in a future season it was supposed to be a contestant, and then I just forgot to do that. But yeah, that was how the constitutional baking soda from Tinos became a thing. God bless America. Uh, something something. I don't know. Battle for Squidward was named that because it was meant to be a really low effort slop show on a group channel. Yeah, I think I remember that. I feel like I remember exactly when you made it, and I think I remember you saying your friends had said it was good enough that you should move it to your main channel or something along those lines, and so you ended up putting it over there. I hope the Constitutional Baking Soda competes in season 19. Yeah, we'll see. I keep putting off new TNOS seasons because, I don't know. I don't know what to do with TNOS. Uh, I don't know what to do sometimes. I don't know. TNOS is like the goal with TNOS, which probably isn't too big of a shock, is when me and Toxic had first made TNOS, our goal was it would be really funny to make this the object show with just the most seasons there's been, which, would probably explain why there's like 14, 15 seasons now. Yeah, and that's if you don't count the mini seasons. If you count the mini seasons, we're on like 19. But yeah, the goal with TNOS was just to make as many seasons as possible because we thought it was funny. And then, like, I don't know, I was really into how the Daily Object Show had done that one prequel season, and so that led me to doing the really stupid thing of making a lot of the TNOS seasons not be in order, and so they're, like, in, like, this weird order where it's like, "Oh, season 3, then season 4, then, like, season 8 or something." Like, it was really stupid. I hate that I did that, but also, like, I cannot be bothered to try to find a way to, like, rework it into like having all of those make canonical sense by being in chronological order. Hopefully you know what I mean. I worded that incredibly poorly. But anyways, I think if you make season 15, it'll actually be the show with the most seasons. Then I'd beat Worst Objects. Yeah, that was always like the thing. Worst Objects. That show has so many seasons. I don't know why I don't oh my goodness. Worst Objects is a weird show to me because, like, it's had so many seasons that get, like, 1 episode and, like, a really good intro, and then, like, nothing else comes of it. And so it has, like, 15 seasons, but not very much content. I don't know. No hate to the creator. I just think Worst Objects is in such an odd position for that exact reasons. For that exact reason. It's an interesting show. I also think, some of the renames that were done, like, to make characters legally distinct were a little corny, like when Bendy Mask became Demon Mask, but the design looks the exact same as it did before, so it's very obviously Bendy. That's a little, like, goofy to me. I don't know, I think at that point, you might as well just keep calling it Bendy Mask. I don't think calling it Demon Mask would stop you from getting in copyright trouble if you put it on a t-shirt. But that's just my 2 cents. I really love Battle for Canada, but I wish I could rename it because it's connected to 2 evils. Um, yeah, it's unfortunate when your show ends up having the same name or very similar name as another show made by somebody that's not great. It happens, especially with the, uh just, like, how easy it is to overlap on the same name and the same character, I don't know. That's the thing with object shows is I hate how easy it is to just make the exact same thing as somebody else. It is so easy to accidentally make the exact same character design that 90,000 other people have already made the exact same character before or the exact same show name before. Like, I especially recently, I've definitely been trying to, I've definitely been trying to make my designs in particular, like, more effort into making them not the same as other pre-existing characters now, which is a little difficult, but I think it's worth it because, I would rather my characters have a bit more effort put into them, but be unique, than have my character be the exact same as 9,000 other object show characters. I don't know. I think it's more special when my character is, like, the only one to have that design. And I think that's also part of the reason for why I think that's part of the reason for also why a lot of my characters start being these, like, really overly specific or made up objects, like, I'm trying to think of, like, what's a good example? Well, like, Mr. Stackers is a good example, like, that's a spoof of a knockoff of a Pringles, so it's basically a knockoff of Pringles, and even then, really the primary thing that makes him feel different from other Pringles characters is, like, the giant mustache. I don't know, I think Stacker's, like, most iconic trait is, the giant mustache. I'm trying to think. Glombus Wombus is, like, a weird middle ground because, like, he is the only character I think ever to have been named Glombus Wombus, but also his design is really not that spectacular. It is literally a purple ball. So, design-wise, I kinda fumbled, but name-wise, I definitely succeeded. Um my favorite is brick that was thrown through my window. Yeah, I thought that was really funny. I don't know. Like, that's not based on a true story or anything. I just really thought the name Concrete Brick that was thrown through my window last night was a really funny name. I'm pretty sure that has, like, the record for longest character name in any of my shows. Um, BFFB has a weird BFFB has a weird mix of unique and generic objects. Yeah, I think you've definitely remedied that to some extent though, like, CD having the little, wind-up key on her back now. I think that, I don't know, I think that makes according to the wiki, I think it is, yeah. The wiki is missing a lot of characters, but I'm pretty sure that's still correct. I'm pretty sure it's still the most unique character, but I don't know. No, not the most unique character. The longest name. I'm thinking of 3 things at once and combining my sentences. I need to chill out and stop being strange. Okay, anyways. But yeah, there are a few characters they have with really long names, but I generally try to avoid that just because I know it can be kind of hard to remember sometimes. But yeah, I think long names are funny as long as you don't have too many characters with, like, ridiculously long names. You gotta do it in moderation because I think part of the charm of characters with really long names is the fact that they're very bizarre, they're weird, it's weird to have a character that's like the table that I spilled soda on and then flipped over and then spilled ketchup and then dipped in battery acid, but, like, compare that that name against a bunch of other characters that are just like planty, sand, tile, like that's funny. It's funny because it stands out so much. I think like you want to only have a few characters with really long names or else they stop being funny and start to just kind of feel kind of dumb. I don't know. That's not like the most eloquent way of wording it, but eloquent, not elegant. I don't think eloquent is a word, but yeah, that's not the most eloquent way of wording it, but that is hopefully that gets the point across. When it comes to shows with I think honestly, I think BFOH has a pretty solid mix of interesting characters, right? We have the character that's based on a knockoff of Pringles. I think Sewer Drain is a pretty unique object. I don't think I've seen any other shows with that yet. Mr. Green's belt, ignoring the funny name, even just a belt, I don't think I've seen anybody else do a I've seen like a karate belt, but I haven't seen like a leather belt before. So I think he's unique in that regard. Um, Textbook, I guess, is the outlier in that regard. Textbook isn't particularly unique. Name and concept wise, at least, I think his design stands out a lot though. I overdid his design a little bit. Um, then there's the debuters, which 7-Eleven worker is very obviously unique in the regard that I don't think anybody else has had a character in their object show called 7-Eleven worker because why would they? It's kind of stupid. Um, Lawsuit document is inherently an exception because they're a recommended character, so obviously they're a little bit of an outlier in terms of being unique, but even then, the design was 100% me because rather than being one from my, Discord server where people can, like, submit an image, Lawsuit document was a comment RC, so the design was still 100% me, and even then, I still think Lawsuit document's pretty unique. I don't think I've ever seen that in an object show before. I know Tangle, it originates from Tangle's OC, but I don't think Tangle's used Lawsuit document anything. Unique name-wise, but he's a piece of paper, yeah, but in that regard, Textbook is I think if we're going by that, standard, I think Textbook is still the least unique character, but even then, I think Textbook still works. I definitely have the most unique names for side characters like Osaka-e, but looking that way, and you know what that means. I have some side characters with some really strange names. I guess I technically never confirmed their names, but the wiki conjunctional names might as well be the official names to an extent. I'm not gonna say these are officially canon, but for right now, these are the best names we got. Like in Battle for Latte in the Sky, the Wizard of Stone Nuts and Scary Clown are interesting side characters. I'm pretty sure they were literally just random images I had saved that I just used because I needed to have some throwaway things. I'd be willing to bet that there's more object show characters that are papers than books. I disagree. I think there are significantly more books. There are so many book characters because like, yeah, I remember watching there was some video that was like, how many BFDI characters are there with, in other shows like that have like the same objects? And book one by like a mile. There was like 40 of them. And that's just like of the noteworthy book characters, like the ones from popular shows that people know. That's not even counting like more um, like less popular shows where people don't really know the characters that well. Like, I think there's more books, especially because of has Ronald McDonald as a side character. Who doesn't have Ronald McDonald as a side character? Honestly, you've failed as an object show creator if Ronald McDonald does not canonically exist in your universe. That's an official Liminal Latte quote. You can quote me on that. Yeah, but you could have so many different ways of making paper a character. I feel like you could have more ways of making a book a character, though. Because for every paper character you could make, you could have a book character that's just a book of that paper. You know what I mean? Like, if we're being if we're being literal, I think there's significantly more you can do with a book. Now, does that mean people actually do that? Eh, but I think there's a lot more you can do in a literal sense with a book. there's another really loud car, and that is a little frightening, but I'll ignore it, I guess. Um, some other noteworthy names are world's smallest violin, this thing of vitamins, and triconti I'm not even gonna try to read that one. Thank you, plane. Thank you. Thank you. Just dox that plane, guys. Okay, anyways. Um, yeah, I don't know. I feel like books in a more literal sense have more possible designs you can do with them, but I think a paper has more creative like, you could do more creative things with a paper, but I think with a book, you can do more things in a literal sense. Okay, I'm just saying the same thing over and over and over again. This is a really terrible live stream. Bro, who's on that plane? I don't know, probably people trying to travel somewhere if I had to guess. Awesome answer, really helpful. Um, oh yeah, you mentioned Limey Dance. Limey Dance is funny because it spawned from me and Curb talking about, uh, Limey, and I said Limey was my favorite character in Burner, and she was like, "Nah, I fucking hate Limey. I hope Limey burns." And I was like, "Oh, you don't like him?" And I sent the little GIF, and she's like, "Kill him." And I thought that was so funny. I just based the first challenge of the driver's license, the object show on it. And then, after that, I was trying to think of characters to redesign just because I was bored, and I thought it would be kinda funny to try to turn Limey Dance into, like, a proper character. She was supposed to have this thing where she's, like, vaguely shaped like a music note, but it's not very clear because she's so like, a lime is so wide that, like, even with the stem being in the little shape of, like, the stem of the music note, it's not really something you can tell. Um, I don't know. I like it. I think the design is fun conceptually, even if that idea doesn't really come through visually. Like, when I tell people that, people are like, "I cannot see that." And I'm like, "Fair enough. I don't think if I was told, I would have seen that either." But better than just a plain lime. I mean, it still is kind of just a plain lime. It's like, yeah, that's the idea behind it, but for all intents and purposes, it might as well just be a plain lime, let's be honest. Don't hate it though, it's still a fun character. I really need to put her in an actual show. I saw it before reading that. Well, I don't know. I guess you're the exception. I'm glad somebody could tell what I was going for at least. But I also don't blame people that were not able to because I don't think I made it very clear. Ugh. I just realized, wait, can I turn on the flash? Oh my goodness, I can. This doesn't really help anything, but I guess it's interesting to know I can turn on the flash. Sorry, I have not messed around with like all the little buttons and stuff you can do on live streams before. I don't know. Live streaming is so new to me. I've only streamed like what, 3 times now? But I'm having fun. I like getting to yap and talk to you guys and answer questions and all that other stuff. Mess around with all the little buttons. See, I would, but like I'm worried I'm gonna accidentally turn the camera around on my face and be like, oh, oh no. Oh. You know what I mean? I don't want to like accidentally 5 times if we count crashes. I don't really count crashes because those were supposed to be the same stream. They just weren't. And even then, the second stream yesterday was like a 5-minute stream where I'm like, sorry guys, it crashed, but I have to go anyway. So so yeah, I would still count this as 3 streams and not, I don't either, but it's funny too. Fair enough. You know what? I mean, if we're counting things just because it's funny, then I've done quite a few streams because there's been a lot of test streams where I would stream for like 3 minutes to make sure it works at all. Uh, you can the answer there is debatable. Like, yes, I'm streaming, but I wouldn't exactly say I'm streaming very well. So, the jury's out on whether or not we can say the streaming works or not. But, that doesn't matter. As long as there's a stream and, the people that decide to stick around enjoy themselves, good enough, right? Um, yeah, that's all I have to say on that topic. But yeah, I really need to troubleshoot OBS and get that working because I just think it would be really fun to do a Minecraft live stream. And I don't know, maybe we could like build silly things and like I don't know. Obama hamburger, but it's in Minecraft or something. That'd be terrible. Nobody wants to see that. Check out these emojis. The emojis are they are fire, I'll say. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I know I keep going back to OBS, and wanting to get that to work, but it's so true. It would be so fun to be able to live stream properly and, like, play video games on stream, because I think that would probably make for a slightly better stream than these talking ones. I could only play it if it would be on Bedrock, though. I probably wouldn't make a server. I don't have the money for a server, and also I just don't trust people not to be annoying. So it would probably just be a live stream series where I just play the game. I don't know, maybe with like a few friends, like I don't know, maybe have random on there. I don't know. Could be kind of fun to have random on the Minecraft world. I talked to Curb about it too, so maybe random and Curb little thing with us. I don't know. But, yeah, if nothing else, I would definitely do it on my own, but I think it could be kinda fun to have other people on every here and again. I'm also trying to get better at building things in Minecraft, so I think it would be really funny to, have everybody bully me as I make, like, the most ugly builds, and I'm like, "Guys, it's beautiful." Yeah, I don't know. I've definitely gotten better at building since I've started playing Minecraft. Like, my earlier builds would be like, I'd make, like, a cube, and I'd be like, "Oh, hell yeah, this is peak housing." Now it's like a decorated cube. Still a cube, but slightly less ugly. I I don't know. It can be kind of funny to do stuff like that, like building and stuff with friends because, again, pretty much anybody can highly outclass me in Minecraft, and I just think it's a little bit funny to see everybody do significantly better than me. I don't know. Minecraft is not my strong suit. I have very quickly come to realize. Speaking of things I'm really bad at in Minecraft, parkour. Oh my god. I am the worst at parkour I think any human person has ever been ever. It is it is tragic. It is devastating. I am the worst parkour player you have ever met in your entire life. I cannot I could literally, without exaggeration, put my life on the line. I could not parkour to save my own life. It is bad. I will do the easiest jumps, and I will take me, like, 60 tries. Minecraft is such a funny game and concept. Fun fact, you did not notice I misspelled Minecraft. I never do. I just that's just what I do. I don't read I mean, I don't know. I don't read things very well sometimes. I'm not gonna pick up on typos because I myself make typos, and so I'm just kind of used to reading typos, and I'm just seeing how many times I can say typo in the same freaking sentence. Anyways, so yeah, I don't know. It could be also fun to do like what is it? Bed Wars or something on stream. I'm also really bad at that, but I think that's also why it would be funny. I could do Bed Wars on stream and everybody could be like, "Why are you this bad at this? There is no reason that this should be possible." I don't know. I just think Minecraft streams have a lot of potential because Minecraft is like probably my favorite game. I don't know. It used to be Goat Simulator, but it probably goes to Minecraft now because I haven't played Goat Simulator in a long time. Minecraft actually does that to you, so I thought it'd be fun to test it on you. Um, yeah, I keep spacing out. I don't know. It's all the caffeine. The only things I've drank today are a Coke and half of this Monster. So my entire body is caffeine right now. Probably not the healthiest thing ever. 48 minutes later, I'm here. Hi, Amy. Yeah, you weren't. You missed yesterday's live stream, but that's okay because yesterday's live stream was like failing repeatedly over and over and over again. It was really awesome. Basically, I started stream late because my audio wasn't working, and then I had to end stream early because my parents came home. It was a really great experience. My parents are actually home right now, but I'm streaming anyway because they're watching a movie inside, and so I didn't really want to watch the movie, so I thought live streaming would be more fun. You started a live stream when I was going to bed. Yeah, I started really late. I didn't mean to start that late, but I also had to wait for my laundry to be done because I was like, it would probably not be very good to live stream and have to take like a 15-minute break to fold my laundry and then come back. I was like, it'd probably just be better to wait until after the laundry is done. And then the laundry took like 9,000 years for some reason. I have no clue why that dryer is like the worst dryer I've ever had in my life. But yeah, yesterday's stream did not work out that well, so, that's why I wanted to stream again today to kinda make up for the awful live stream experience that was yesterday's live stream. The laundry daily object show, oh, that's something I would have made in, like, 2024 probably. Maybe I'll make it, I don't know, it could be funny. It would basically just be a weekly object show with a different name, but could be kinda funny. I definitely need to do some kind of timely object show again because I need something that kind of like puts pressure on me to like consistently make an episode. Like, F was like, it was a little bit hard sometimes, but like it was good to have a show where there was pressure on me to consistently make an episode a month, if nothing else. And I don't know, I need to do something. Either bring back F, start some new, you know, timely object show. I just need some kind of timely object show. I need something that's gonna put pressure on me to get an episode out at some time interval to make sure I'm making content. I had this idea floating in my head around, but you make an entire object show live on stream, but you'll have to wait like 12 years to build an audience big enough to do that. I actually had considered that before. I was like, it could be kind of fun to make an object show on stream. But again, until I can get OBS working on my computer, I feel like that's going to be a little hard because as I said, I can't really find a good way to stream my iPad screen. So like my only option right now would be taking my phone and like recording my iPad screen with my phone and making the show with you guys that way, and I don't know, I feel like that might not be the greatest way to do things. I feel like that might kind of look terrible. I don't know, maybe if you guys still think that sounds fun, we could do it, but I don't know. The live stream object show could be something we do because it is something I've had the idea for before. Because I was also like, it would be really funny to make the intro song or something on stream too, and like have everybody like suggest like samples to use in the song. Pull a Paper Puppets season 1 and make it with paper. Oh, that'd be something. That doesn't sound too far off from my test live stream, like last week where I just tried doodling and the stream crashed literally 2 minutes in. It worked out really well. Yeah, I'm noticing there's a trend with streaming on my phone and crashing. And, it's an interesting trend, but I guess I shouldn't be surprised because really my phone was very much not made for live streaming. I don't think that that was what was intended when Steve Jobs invented the iPhone. Why am I talking about Steve Jobs? This is not what we were talking about 2 minutes ago. I low-key have a lot of show ideas planned I wanna do, and I wanna finish more stuff before doing nice enough I got my biggest episode done. I haven't had time to watch it yet, but I wanna make sure I watch that soon. 40-minute episode is crazy. I mean, I remember making uh, my 20-minute long episode, and that was oh, 20-minute long episode. It was to be fair, the fact that I did not know what I was doing like at all, and that was like my second ever high effort episode to have finished, probably didn't help. I could probably do it better nowadays, but 40-minute episode, that is crazy. Like just knowing how much effort it was to do a 20-minute episode, the fact that you had the patience to do a 40-minute episode is crazy to me. I don't know if I could do that. Like, genuine props to you. Why do I need to edit it? Edit what? Damn it, now I'm editing my wiki. Thanks a lot, Latte. What did I do? Random, what did I do? Why did I make you edit your wiki? How is that my fault? I forgot that I can add people as moderator while live streaming. That's kind of funny. Hey, Amy, do you want to be a moderator? Oh, I can also time people out. That's funny. I'm not going to use that, but it's funny. You made me think about my wiki while we were talking about character names. Well, yeah, that makes sense. My wiki is very behind right now. My wiki has been, pretty, ugh, I my brain stopped working. But, I am really behind on my wiki, like, I have not updated it since, summer last year? I mean, I've updated it since then, but, like, I used to add, like, every new character and every new show, and I've fallen behind on doing that recently. But yeah, like, so I know it's missing, like it's missing the Muffinly Object Show characters, it's missing, let's see, what else is it missing? It's missing the T-Sips characters, it's missing, what else? Of all things, Battle to Not Be Problematic Media, the canceled show, yeah, that gets its own page. Yeah, I'm glad that that was the one I put my time into. But, goodness, yeah, there's a lot of stuff missing pages on there. I'll get to it eventually, I just don't feel like it right now. I have at least 40 pages to make and like 100 to edit. No, yeah, same. I I also need to make oh, shoot. I need to make, separate pages for the normal BFOH and the BFOH reheated characters. I need to have, like, sewer drain and then BFOHR sewer drain. I need to make separate pages for all the reheated characters. Because right now, I think a lot of the original BFOH wiki pages were written back when reheated was were written back when reheated was my brain stops working constantly. They were written back when Reheated was just the canon episodes. And obviously now it's an alternate timeline. So now like half of the stuff on those pages is accurate and half of that stuff is not accurate and it's a mess and oh, I'll fix it eventually. But yeah, the wiki is it is so horrifically behind. It's really bad, but it happens, I guess. Well, I don't know. We'll get it resolved at some point. Of all things, the drama characters have wiki pages, if I recall correctly, like Grass on Fire and um, Mist Car Wash and Mr. House or whatever. I don't know. I don't know why I decided of all characters I did the drama characters, but yeah, they're on the wiki. I think the drama characters and the 30-second object show characters, those all got wiki pages of all things. Not like the Muffinly Object Show characters deserve pages more than both of those, but for some reason, drama and the 30-second object show is what got wiki pages and characters. I mainly need people to make episode pages. Yeah, I do not have episode pages for like anything on my wiki. I cannot be bothered. Maybe one day, but I just don't care. It's truthfully, I don't care enough to do episode pages myself. That's just how it is. I don't even like doing season pages. Like I don't even like doing like the pages for shows, let alone episodes. I just can't be bothered. Call me lazy because I am, but I just don't bother. I have to make pages for Piggy Pug and Baby Kagura. Yeah, Kagura, or however you say it. I don't know. I probably butchered it twice. It was probably wrong both times. Um, dude, speaking of pages, I still don't even have a page on Curb's wiki, which is tragic. Curb had like was one of the first people to get a page on my wiki, and I don't even have a page on the Curb wiki. Tragic. I said to not write the plot of the full episode because Jesus, I don't want to write the 30-minute episode that nobody will read. I feel that. Call me lazy because I am fire writing. I mean, it's just true. Call me lazy because I am lazy. That's just how it is. And sometimes the truth is the truth. Wow, I'm saying so many smart things today. Sometimes the truth is the truth. What a banger. That's my new motto, probably, maybe. I don't know. Man, I need to like get ADHD medication or something. I am really bad at sticking to like any topic for more than like 10 seconds. Probably like a result of like pounding caffeine before each live stream, but I don't know. I'm not gonna stop doing that because I love caffeine and it keeps me alive. So we'll just um we'll just work with what we got. I really like how both this live stream and yesterday's live stream had, like, a 3-minute period where I had, like, 20 viewers, and then, like, 3 minutes later, it was back down to, like, peaking at 3 viewers. I decided to make my wiki more a place to get quick info, images, and trivia. I don't want, like, full coverage of characters anymore or full plots of episode. It gets really tiring. That's how I feel. I used to do coverage of, like, in this episode, Sewer Drain did this thing, and in this episode, he did this thing, and I was like, "Just watch the show." You know? Like, I don't need to do coverage. Like, I'll do, you can get all the you can get all the poses, you can get the trivia, you can get their personality, but, like, if you wanna know what they do in the episodes, just just watch the episodes, you know what I mean? Bro, why is YouTube making characters in the emojis? Nobody cares about these guys. Because it's that corporate attempt to, like, create new mascots all the time. Because if just one of these mascots gets popular, if they can get just one of these mascots to be popular, they can put it on merch and they can make money off of it and turn it into a haha meme. Watch it. I don't want to spoil it. Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't want people to, like, read my wiki and, like, just, read my wiki as a substitute for watching the show. I would rather you watch the show that has actual effort put into it. Okay. I don't know if I can say that on stream, but, random, that is relatable. I don't like writing I used to write really, really detailed personality descriptions, like, if you can look at, like, the sewer drain pages and, like, Mr. Green's belt pages, and it's, like, multiple paragraphs describing their personality, and nowadays, my personality pages are, like, "They are kind of mean, except for when they are nice, and they are nice, and they are friends." And, like, I don't know, I just can't be bothered to write, like, multiple paragraph descriptions for people's personalities anymore, it's boring. Yeah, the BFDI wiki has too many, yeah, exactly. The BFDI wiki is honestly, like, one of my favorite things to do with the BFDI wiki is just go to the wiki and click random page. You can find so many just interesting things, on that wiki. There's just a page, if I recall correctly, there's just a page for death, like, just as a concept. There's just a page for death. There's all kinds of pages on, like, the BFDI wiki that, like, there is no conceivable reason this should be a page. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I mean, I guess my wiki has a few pages that don't really need to be, that don't really need to be there, but I don't know. I don't think it's nearly as bad as what the BFDI wiki is doing. Like, my wiki has some unnecessary pages, like, I think there's, like, list of reoccurring jokes, which, like, doesn't really need to be a thing, but I think it's kinda funny, so I don't know, I like it. And, like, one that I do think I wanna get rid of, which is, like, list of minor timelines, which is kinda stupid. I think instead of, um I think instead of list of minor timelines, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna make a list of timelines now that, like, BFOH reheated and stuff are more important. I think it would be less confusing to just have a page that just has all of the different timelines on it rather than like, here's the major timelines and then here's the minor timelines and blah blah blah. Like, I just think that's kind of stupid. I love writing personalities, but then I remember I am the creator and I realize I may not show this bit of personality of a character in an episode, so it doesn't make sense to be written now. Yeah, that's also true. I definitely do worry about, like, writing things that I haven't shown off, and then, like, people read the wiki and they're like, "What? That is not accurate at all." That's also how I feel about, like, adding trivia facts, but then not adding a source for them because, they aren't really trivia facts that have been relevant in an episode yet. They're just kinda things where I'm like, "Yeah, I've decided this is canon," even though it hasn't been mentioned at all yet. Um there's a page for eye lines in BFDI. Yeah, the BFDI wiki is just kinda doing anything sometimes, It's a good wiki, but they overdo it sometimes. We do not need pages for eye lines, we do not need pages for the concept of death. It's like, I'm scared I'll mischaracterize my own characters. That's also a thing. Sometimes when writing a wiki page, I'll think something is too boring or brief, and so I'll, like, add things, and I'm like, I'm kinda mischaracterizing my own character. I don't know. It's a weird thing. Oh, shoot, I gotta add the Oh! Right, I don't dude, random, did we admit this? Did we ever mention this on, like, anywhere publicly yet? The fact that okay, well, for those of you that don't know, Random has a show called Battle for Canada, and the host is Canada Flag. And me and Random recently decided that canonically, Random, not canonically Random and Glombus, not those two. Canonically, Glombus and Canada Flag are partners, so that's nice. Yay! Uh, Glombus finally. Glombus finally found a new partner after his girlfriend broke up with him in episode 6 or whatever episode it was, I forgot. Um, the BFDI wiki has editors share, but we need editors in underdeveloped wiki. You had that thing where you make fake season twos of both shows. I don't know because it wasn't canon back when we did the fake season 2 thing. That was just like it was supposed to seem like we were doing some kind of crossover event type thing, but it was just a troll on both ends. But yeah, like a few days ago, me and Random decided that canonically Glombus and Canada Flag are. The BFDI wiki has a lot of problems, I can't even lie, but some problems also go to the BFDI team as well. We still don't have Yeah, like the BFDI wiki, I'd say like they have problems with like assuming things. So like for example, like if I recall correctly, they added genders to a bunch of the failed teapot debuts because they're like, well, in this storyboard, originally they used she, her pronouns on this character, so clearly it's a woman. And like that's not that's not really confirmation, guys. You're kind of stretching it. Like a lot of the time it was like storyboards too. It wasn't even like actually mentioned in the episodes, but also I don't really understand why J&J hasn't just confirmed the genders of the failed debuters yet. It's not exactly like it's some big lore mystery. It's not really that big of a deal. Just tell us what their genders are, guys. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Like there's some things J&J, you got to appreciate the fact they made object shows, but also there's some decisions they make sometimes that are just a little bit confusing, I can't lie, you know? That's just like BFDIE, like one of my favorite seasons, but the way they hyped it up was just terrible because the way they hyped it up with like the whole uh like it's the 100th episode, guys, or whatever it was. I don't know if it was, yeah, it was 100th, I think. The 100th episode. Whoa. Like it's big deal. And then after all of that hype, that giant live stream, it was BFDIE. BFDIE is a good season, but God, that was a terrible way to hype it up. Fun fact: the only reason we have most of the characters' genders is because when people want to make community subtitles, I think BFDIE should have had only final three voting. Glombus technically has a child now. Okay, so it's funny you say this. I did scrapped season 2 BFOH plans. Yay. Originally one of the challenges in the back when BFOH season 2 was going to be like improv was going to be, yo, this is my child. You guys have to babysit him, and one of the characters was going to put his child in the microwave and blow him up, and it was going to be really funny. I don't know. Another thing I can say about season this I'm not gonna spoil anything, but what I will say is that the challenge for the next episode of Battle for Obama Hamburger Reheated is one of the challenges that were supposed to be for season 2 back when the remasters were still canon. So, that's kinda fun. Yeah, it's a kind of a shame how predictable BFDI winners are. No, the shame for me is that all of the BFDI winners, aside from Fiery, are characters I didn't want to win. Fiery, I don't really care about. I wanted Bubble to win. I didn't want Leafy to win. Fiery won. I don't have strong feelings on that. Um, when it comes to Fern, I really wanted Sticker to win, but I knew Fern was gonna win. And then with BFB, I really wanted Gelatin to win, and Flower won. So, just based on my track record, I want Needle to win. So realistically, Book is probably going to win BFDIA. I'm placing my bet there. I want Needle to win. I think it's gonna be Book. I don't see a Needle win happening. I just don't see it happening. And that is tragic, but I think Book has it. I think Book has it. I think there's no way Book doesn't win. I don't know what I'll do. Flower would be a more deserving winner if she stayed mean. Flower's character development in BFB just kind of bugs me because like I'm not even upset that she stopped being as mean. It's more like there was nothing that happened to trigger it. It's just like she one day just kind of decided she was no longer mean. And I don't know, I don't really like that they did it that way. Then again, it wouldn't be the first time J&J completely flanderized a character, like Pencil randomly going from being kind of a jerk in BFDIA to being like, I am literally just evil in BFB, and then becoming even worse in Teapot. Like they just like to ruin characters sometimes, and they don't even do it in a necessarily reasonable way. No, yeah, another thing with Flower that bugs me is like she acts like it's such a mystery why nobody likes her, even though like her entire thing for the first 2 seasons was just being terrible to everybody and being evil. So like, yeah, obviously people from season 1 and season 2 don't really like you. You were evil back then. And like, I don't know. And again, she never really apologized or like does anything to show that she's changed as a character. Like she just randomly decides to be nice and she's like, "Why does nobody like me?" Ah! And it's just like what a writing decision, truly. I don't know. I like BFDI. I'm not gonna pretend like I hate BFDI. I hate it. Oh, I hate it. But they make so many writing decisions that are just baffling to me sometimes. I don't particularly understand all of the things they do, but I guess it's okay. It doesn't matter. Hi, Mac G reference. What? That's amazing, right? What a concept. Too young to order off the kids menu. Oddball is my favorite show. Dude, Oddballs is so bad. For those of you who don't know what Oddballs is, it's the Odd Ones Out Netflix show. I watched the episode that they have up for free on YouTube. Oh my god, what a bad episode. This show is bad. I was like, maybe it's not actually that bad and maybe people are like over hating on it. No, it is just so bad. It is such a bad show. I the voice acting, especially Odd Ones Out, is a bad voice actor. There's one clip in particular that I tend to use as an example a lot, but it just is awful. Season 2 sucked. Dude, season 1 sucked. They both suck. Like, I hate to be mean. Oddballs is just bad. Oddballs is a bad show. I don't know. Like, I was like, maybe I'm being too hard. Maybe I'm letting my bias against Odd Ones Out affect me. I gotta watch the show. I can't tell if that's a bird or a bat, but something just flew over. But yeah, it was so bad. I tried to give it an honest chance. Terrible, terrible show. I hated it. Awful. One of the worst shows I've had the displeasure of watching. Dude, how long is this movie? It's been on for like 2 hours. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter. I'm having fun streaming. But yeah, I don't know. I thought Oddballs was a terrible show. I thought it was terrible. Thought One's Out is an interesting guy though. Like the recent interesting stylization change in his new videos is certainly a choice. He looks very triangular now, like a very round and triangular. It's really weird. Yeah, I really do not like the new art direction in his videos. I do not think he should have fired his whole animation team. It looks terrible. It looks really bad. I don't know if he's just not been drawing at all in this time, but it looks horrible. I watched the new video because I was like, or not the newest one, but I watched the one where he talked about like IKEA or whatever. Because I was like, maybe it's just like one or two bad screenshots. No, that's just how he looks. He just looks like that. And, oh my. Also, he's just one of those commentary YouTubers that just like ran out of things to talk about. He doesn't have any more stories, so his videos now are like, I went to IKEA the other day. I bought a chair, and then the chair broke, and I was like, God damn it, IKEA, I hate you. I hate IKEA. And then, like, his other new recent videos are like, "My opinions on cleaning." I'm not even watching that one. I don't care. I mean, I haven't watched him in years anyway. I just had to know if he actually looked like that, which, yes, he does. But yeah, like, he is just one of those YouTubers that has just run out of things to talk about, and instead of doing, like, what other good storytime animators did, like Jaden Animations, where she learned to adapt to not having stories to tell anymore and found new things to talk about, he just, like he acts like he still has things to talk about, but he doesn't. Like, he did not really adapt very well like other good animators like Jaden and Something Else YT and such. He made a 50-minute video about Warrior Cast. A lot of it is just him live action in a cat suit. Yeah, okay. Well, I don't even know. I don't even know what to comment on that one. But yeah, I'm not gonna watch that one. I'm not gonna watch anything else actually. I watched the IKEA Odd Ones Out video, and that was enough for me to say, yep, he definitely fell off, and that's about all I have to say for that one. He is uh he is not the YouTuber he once was in his glory days. I mean, I know for most YouTubers, especially storytime animators, it feels like a fall off is inevitable, but man, did he fall off. It was not just like a simple fall off, like this was like a plummet to the bottom of an endless pit. How is Something Else YT doing? I haven't heard about him in a while. He only uploads like once a year, but when he uploads, they are hard hitters. Something Else YT makes bangers. I love Something Else YT. His stuff is awesome. I think he's got a really, really cool art style. I think he keeps his videos funny. He picks good things to talk about. Like, I don't know. I think Something Else YT is one of the few people that has not fallen off and has honestly just gotten better with time. Something Else YT's stuff is still really good, and that's something I stand by. Jaden, I didn't watch her for a really, really long time. Recently, I've kind of started watching her again, and honestly, her stuff is still pretty good. Jaden, I was kind of expecting it to be like I probably grew out of it, and yeah, I was expecting to have grown out of it and not like it as much. But honestly, Jaden's stuff is really good. So it really is just like the Odd Ones Out is just remarkably bad at being a YouTuber, I guess. The glory days you can't even watch because you can't even watch most of the old videos. Did he really take down most of his old stuff? I didn't know about that. Yeah, I have not seen anybody talk about Odd Ones Out unlisting stuff. So this is my first time hearing he unlisted a bunch of stuff. I've never really understood I've really sorry, I couldn't tell if there was bugs or if there's just junk on the floor. I guess it's just junk on the floor. But yeah, I don't know. Like I completely lost my train of thought there. Oops. Yeah, I don't know. I guess like people just don't really talk about James anymore. Like he fell off so bad that like he's rarely even talked about. People still talk about Jaden. I sometimes hear people talk about Something Else YT, but like I never hear people talk about Odd Ones Out except for like the redesign of his avatar and when he fired like his entire team. So many good videos are gone, which includes some mentioned other videos, so that kind of makes some of it confusing if you've never watched them before. Oh, now I remember what I was gonna say. I do not really understand completely getting rid of old videos. The only time I get that is, like, if they have your face in them and you would prefer to be anonymous, or, like, they accidentally, like, leak some kind of personal information about you. Those are cases where I get taking down old stuff, but aside from that, I've never really got, like, completely getting rid of old stuff. I've gotten unlisting it, but I don't really get just completely deleting it and making it impossible to watch ever again. Because, like, I don't know, like, for me, with a lot of my old stuff, I'm like, even if I don't like this, I know there are probably people that are going to enjoy it, and so I don't wanna just make it completely impossible for people to watch it. So, usually, I just unlist old stuff. I don't usually private things. I either A, unlist it, or B, re-upload it to some other channel. So, no matter what, it's still accessible somewhere even if I don't really want it up on my main channel. I don't know. I've just never truly understood the logic behind like permanently getting rid of old videos like that. Like, I don't really see the point. My only guess with James would be because he's trying to be more corporate, so he's worried that, like, the older videos that are, like, less good, I don't know, just don't look good when he's trying to be a more corporate YouTuber. I don't know, corporatization tends to destroy most YouTube channels, I've noticed, like, going corporate is just, like, one of the worst things a YouTuber can do, I feel. Ugh, I keep getting mauled by mosquitoes! I hate mosquitoes with a burning passion. They always I don't know if I mentioned this, but when I streamed for the first time, like, a week ago, um, I got, like, 15 mosquito bites. I'm not even exaggerating, it was legitimately, like, 15 mosquito bites, and they were all on my feet. They all bit me in the same place. I don't know why they didn't bite my arms at all, but they only bit my feet. Not my legs, not my arms, just my feet. I don't know why, but, the mosquitoes just seem to be a big fan of my feet for some reason, and, freak skeetos or something, I don't know. That is the worst joke I've ever made. I mean, he still has very old and bad ones from, like, 11 years ago and randomly got rid of ones from, like, 6 years ago, so I don't really get it. Yeah, that's odd. I mean, I don't even know what to say about that. That's just a little strange on his end. I don't know. It's sad he fell off so much because, like, when I was a kid, God, I loved his stuff. I had Odd Ones Out plushies. I think I still have a few of them. I think I had the normal Odd Ones Out plushie, and then I think I had the Odd Ones Out Subway plushie. Um, and I think I still have one. I think I gave my sister the Subway one, but I think my normal one is still, like, in the garage somewhere. Um, but yeah, I used to love the Odd Ones Out stuff, so the fact he, like, fell off so drastically bad is kinda little bit sad. I don't know. It's kinda sad to see somebody you really used to look up to just become such a boring YouTuber. I don't know. It's not even that he's necessarily terrible, he's just boring. Like, there's significantly worse YouTubers, but his stuff is just boring. He's not saying anything. His most recent video was like or again, I guess it's not his most recent video anymore, but the IKEA one was literally like, "I needed a shelf. I went to IKEA. They gave me one less meatball than they were supposed to, and it took a really long time to get a shelf." And that was the video, and it's like, you said nothing. This is a nothing video. Like, this is completely and utterly pointless. You like, surely you can find something better to talk about. That's just not a good video. That is literally just saying nothing. I don't know. It's just peculiar to me. I don't know how that happens to people, I guess. I don't really know how to describe it, but it's just peculiar. So they're so corny too. I help someone and then they help me. What goes around comes around. Yeah, my only guess there would be like, oh, he's trying to be like inspirational for kids and be like a good role model and like, oh, it's good to be a good person. If you help people, it comes back to help you later. But it's just like you're just kind of saying nothing. Like it's something that has already been said before. You're not saying anything new, remarkable in any way. You're kind of just doing whatever. He got corporatized. Yeah, again, that's like the best way there is to describe it. He's just a very corporate YouTuber now. Ever since the Netflix show, probably even before that. I don't know. I stopped watching him significantly before that. He fell off. He truly just became so much boring. Wow. I used to want to be him. Yeah, me too. I think when I was a kid, I was like, I'll be a story time YouTuber, just like my favorite YouTuber, Odd Ones Out. I'll just like him. I'll do story time videos and it'll be awesome. And now I'm just like, man, this guy is terrible. He also has just generally made some interesting business decisions in the past. Like, I'm not gonna yap about it too much, but I remember there's like a whole video about how like very manipulative his merch store is. There's like a whole, there's like I think it's decently popular. But yeah, his merch store is, like, kinda sketchy with some of the stuff it does, like, I don't know. It's just weird. When it comes to wanting to be a YouTuber, dude, I had wanted to be a YouTuber ever since I was, like, a small child, and that was before I even knew YouTube could be a job. I had no clue you could make money off of YouTube, and I was like, "I wanna be a YouTuber still." And so, yeah, I always wanted to be a YouTuber even before I found out you could make money from that. I don't know. YouTube is just like I think it's a fun thing, and I like having an audience, and I like making silly, stupid shows, and I like, talking to the people that like to watch my stuff. I don't know. I will say one of the coolest parts of being a YouTuber, though, is when people tell me that something I made inspired them to make something. I think that is really cool because, it's like I got inspired to make things by other YouTubers. And so knowing that I, fulfilled the same role for other people is kind of cool, you know? I don't know. That's like a little nerdy, a little sentimental there, but that's what it's been recently. I feel that way with TikTok. Yeah, you've been popping off on TikTok, haven't you? I think yeah, I think it's like TikTok, like the algorithm, like it's not like I don't know how to describe it. Like I feel like TikTok, like you're either gonna flop or you're gonna get picked up crazy on TikTok. Like it's one of the two. I've considered trying to lock in and make stuff on TikTok more, but I don't know. I was just like, I'm not good with short form content. I don't think. It's like I've never been the greatest with it. Seeing people genuinely like my stuff that's not basic object show stuff makes me wanna cry. I hope that that can one day happen to me when I start making more not object show content. Right now, like, the best non-object show stuff I've made is, like, the cooking show, and people understandably don't really care about the cooking show. I don't blame people. It's not necessarily the greatest show. It is what it is, you know? I think my biggest fear with non-object stuff, honestly, is having a help hotline situation happen. Where I make a non-object show, but because I'm an object show YouTuber, everybody's like, it's an object show. Like, I'm sorry. Nothing anybody ever tells me will get me convinced that Help Hotline is an object show. Help Hotline is not an object show. It's not. I understand the main characters are drawn in an art style that's very similar to the Algebraian art style, but it's not an object show. It's not an object show, and I just refuse I refuse to ever say it is an object show. I do not think it should have a song in BFDI 26. I do not think it should be included when people are reacting to object shows. It is not an object show. It is an original show. Nothing about it makes it an object show. Literally, the only case I can see people making for it being an object show is the fact it has recommended characters. And even then, I think that's just because Lilac didn't want to waste the recommended characters that were supposed to be for Twitter Object Show. I do not think by any metric Help Hotline should be considered an object show, and that is something I stand my ground on. Battle show, cool, yeah. I can see the argument for that being an object show. I disagree. I don't think it's an object show either, but that one I at least understand the case for significantly more. I don't know. That's just my hot take, I guess. People clearly seem to disagree with me for the most part in the OSC, but that is something I stand by, and that's something I really hope does not happen whenever I finally get around to making a non-object show. I really hope it does not get labeled as an object show just because I make object shows. That would be annoying. I don't know. The OSC is one of those things where like it feels hard to make stuff outside of the OSC bubble sometimes because people will just label it an object show anyway. I don't know. I have a love-hate relationship with the object show community sometimes. It is what it is. Just search help hotline to see what it is and then remember that's an actual thing and now Google yeah, no, help hotline. I'm talking about the show by Chalk Bunny, aka Lilac, the Same guy that makes, Woes and the Twitter Object Show. That one. The one with the dog and the rabbit, and they, like, are supposed to help people that call into their company. It's a good show, and I'm kinda sad that there will probably never be another episode because I thought it was really cool. I had this idea for an Edgeworld type show or one character, oh my goodness. Before I did object shows, I had was the worst thing I've ever made. It was owned by my stepdad, and he deleted all of the videos, but I did actually archive all of the episodes before that happened. So I have them. I just haven't shared them publicly. I'm kind of embarrassed by them. But yeah, I had before object shows, I had an Edgeworld ripoff show, and it was not very good, but it certainly did exist. The current idea I've had 2 ideas for a non-object show. I've had an idea for an animated reboot of the Unhinged cooking show, and I've had an idea for kind of a very Smiling Friends inspired show, but it's like it's not the same thing as Smiling Friends, but the concept isn't too far off. It's like characters that are doing different jobs each episode, but it's just to try to make money, and it's not and obviously, unlike in Smiling Friends, they're not trying to make people smile, they're just doing various jobs. But, yeah, I do want to make a non-object show at some point. I think it would be good for expanding my horizons outside of just doing the same thing forever. You know what I mean? I don't know. It seems like they finally finished watching the movie, so I'll probably will not stream for that much longer. But yeah, I do want to make a non-object show at some point that isn't the terrible Edgeworld clone I made at like age 11. Yeah, I don't know. That's just I think more people should experiment with non-competition object shows. Not talking about non-competition object shows. I'm talking about non-object shows. I'm talking about like a normal indie show. Non-competition object shows I'm very torn on because I think a lot of the time they're good, but also I think a lot of the time, like, I don't really get the point of them being object shows, I guess. Would I ever bring back my viewer voting? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe. But I can't say for sure. I was considering bringing it back and kind of taking inspiration from Quaddy Quirl. I think that's how you say it, the viewer vote with cubes that was made by Greenie. Or sorry, I guess it'd be Jam Jacket now. Um, but yeah, I was considering taking some inspiration from that one. But I guess we'll see. I don't know. I have been wanting to experiment with rigged animation more though, so maybe bringing back the viewer vote would be a good opportunity to do that. Because characters like Hatsune Miku and Nicole from Class of '09 would, obviously use rigs of some degree. So I don't know. Maybe the viewer vote will come back and I'll use it as an opportunity to kind of try doing more with rigged animation and not just like typical objects or stuff. I should say that just because I'm considering making non-object shows doesn't mean I'm planning on quitting making object shows anytime soon. Just is something I also want to do. I also want to make non-object shows. I chose those 3 because it'd be kinda 3 separate styles: human, stickman, and object. Yeah, I think that could be fun. I just definitely think you're gonna be taking a risk with one of the characters being very much an object show character. I mean, if Alien Style was enough for people to label, Help Hotline as an object show, I don't know. If the Algebraian art style in Help Hotline was enough for people to label it as an object show, I definitely think you're gonna be taking a risk with people calling that show an object show, because it has a straight up object show character in it. I don't know. That's a bit of a tangent, but hopefully you know what I mean. I finished my monster! I love viewer votings are my hyperfixation. Yeah, that's viewer votings are cool. I don't know. My viewer voting, I never really liked it because it was admittedly made because I wanted a way to make content pretty lazily. So that's also why I was considering bringing it back in the style of like a quaddy type viewer voting, because that way it wouldn't just be like a lazy nothing burger show. You know what I mean? I don't know. I want to make more Azumanga shorts. I think it'd be fun. Yeah, I think your Azumanga shorts are pretty good. Like one thing I definitely say is you're really good with rigged animation, and that's something I have not really practiced much. I'm not very great with it, but you are really good at rigged animation, random. That's definitely something I can give you. So I think your shorts are pretty cool. That's not super detailed. I like the ones the actual effort put in, like it's not just PNGs of the characters in PowerPoint. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad I at the very least put in the effort to draw out all of the characters. But even then it's still kind of lazy. I kind of just copied the first like episode of Curb's viewer vote, and then both of ours never continued past that. But yeah, I was considering bringing mine back as a quaddy type thing, but we'll have to wait and see. Also, I don't really know what I want to do about orange soda being in the show. That's also a little bit complicated. But I don't know. I guess we will have to see what I end up doing with that one. I found this one on YouTube called blah blah blah. 20K videos of just viewer voting. Yeah, there are some viewer votings that are just like 9,000 episodes long, and I just have to wonder, nobody is watching this, right? Like, it's like this viewer voting that's on like episode 48,564. And I'm like, nobody is watching all of these. Like, why? What is even the point of viewer votings that are like this? Like, nobody is watching these. I had a viewer voting, but it's gone because I had Clown Nose, Starry, and probably some other characters that I should remove. Yeah, fair enough. It happens sometimes. I don't know. Viewer votings are one of those things that can very quickly poorly age, and that's just like, I don't know, that's just like kind of a risk that gets taken with viewer voting. With orange soda, I remember I was like considering like maybe just redesigning them into an original character, but I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah. So viewer voting, I don't know. Could come back, could not come back. Depends on how I feel. That's such an awesome answer. Or should I say a non-answer? I didn't really answer the question. I just kind of said a maybe. Yay! This is the top-notch quality you can expect from the Liminal Latte YouTube channel. Yeah, I don't know. I've definitely been yapping for a long while, so I feel like I'm probably starting to lose steam a little bit. That is such a loud car. Why are you so loud? Just replace them with some other orange-based character. Guys, the new replacement for orange soda, the annoying orange. Yay! That'd be something, wouldn't it? Adding the annoying orange to the viewer vote. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I'd also probably want to change the intro song because it was inspired by a show by a not good person. And even if it's not the same intro song, I just don't think I don't think I want to use it anymore, you know? So that also makes things complicated. Uh, I don't know. Just kind of a lot of things that make bringing back the viewer vote a little bit, you know, convoluted, I guess. So again, we will see. Maybe Blorange from Team Room 125. Maybe Blorange. I don't know. The annoying orange is definitely an option because like I also definitely wanted to keep object show characters to a minimum. Uh because I was like, I could always just do another season that's specifically object show character based, you know? So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. That's not a very good answer, but oh, and there's a character with my friend who wants nothing to do with the OSC, so I'll have to remove them. Yeah, it happens. It is what it is. Ugh. Sorry, you can tell I'm definitely losing steam a little bit. Isn't the only other one Golden Jimmy? Yeah, but even having 2, I was already kinda like, "This is more than I wanted." Yeah, I very much added Golden Jimmy because I, like, kinda ran out of ideas. So, like, I had only planned to have 1 object show character, I did not plan to have 2, but I had to anyways. Because I'm good at running shows. No. So I'm going over here 'cause I'm trying to sit down because I'm tired of standing. Oh, here, I'll turn on the light so at least you guys have something to look at, even if it's just, like, this ominous this ominous shot of my pool. God, there's so many leaves. My dad vacuums the pool, like, once a week, and it still is just always full of leaves no matter what. The thing that sucks with the viewer voting is I really like the renders I drew for it. Were there other There's 5 OSC characters. Were there other OSC characters Oh, right, there's Stackers. I forgot I put Stackers in the show. So I know Stackers was in there. I don't know. I don't really remember my viewer vote cast very well, admittedly. It was something I made kind of on a whim, and then I made 1 episode and then, like, completely forgot about it. Nick Lay, Rapper. Oh, yeah, there were a lot of object show characters. Yeah, I definitely added far more than I wanted to. Nick Lay I thought was kind of okay because that's like, yeah, he's from an object show, but he's also not, an object. So at least like that's like a little bit better. Rapper, yeah, I made an exception for Rapper because she's like my favorite Kerboverse character. And then yeah, Stackers. And I remember there was a certain Discord server I was in that really did not like that I added Stackers into the show because they're like, it's unfair to add your own character into the viewer vote. And I'm like, I don't care. I don't care. But wow, yeah, 5 out of the 10 characters were object show characters. That was not really what I wanted to do. But I'm not very good at running shows, so you know what? I guess that's not too surprising. It happens. I don't know. But yeah, we'll see what I do with that. Maybe I reboot it, maybe I don't. Maybe I continue it, maybe I don't do another viewer vote. I don't know. It very much depends on how to be fair, Greeny has a cast that's all OSC characters. Yeah, but that's like the point of the viewer vote. That was not the point of mine. Mine was supposed to be like a good variety of characters, and I kinda failed at that. Hi, Izzy. Izzy. Oh, you have scary eyes. I put Miku plush and Battle for Squidward in my viewer vote. Everyone gets one. To be fair though, Miku plush is an exception because we love Miku plush. Izzy. Hi. Ow! I just bonked my foot against the chair. Hi, Izzy. Oh, I think I bruised my foot like a dork. Ow. Yeah, she's just here. I don't know. I keep spacing out and forgetting to say things, but hopefully my dog makes up for that. She's here. I don't really know why she's outside right now, but here she is. Izzy, Izzy, look at the camera. She's excited. She likes getting attention. What, are you gonna jump in the pool? What are you doing? She doesn't like the pool, so I don't understand why she's even like interested in looking at it right now. I don't know. I feel like I said everything on the viewer vote topic that I have to say, and I'm like struggling to think of how to transition that into another talking point. Look at her. Oh yeah, and then look at the fake shark in the pool. That's something. The funny thing about the fake shark in the pool is that there have been multiple times where I'll see it outside for a second and I won't look that close at it, and so I'll just mistake it for I'll think it's a pigeon that's just in the pool, and I'm like, oh no. And then I'm like, oh wait, it's just a shark. It's just the shark thing. Someone with over 20K subs just commented on Battle for Canada 7. Oh, well, that's something. Sorry. The chicken coop is getting locked up right now. Yeah, I think I probably have to end stream soon because I think my dad is gonna be going to bed in a minute, so I probably can't stream for too much longer. But Kane sucks. I've heard that name before, but I forget who Kane sucks is. Anyway, um, yeah, I don't know. I'm glad to have been able to make up for the horrible stream yesterday, though. The yesterday's stream, oh my goodness. It was like a 30-minute stream and like nothing happened. And so it was kind of nice to free them from the coop. FNF Ira to Aethos guy. Oh boy. Yeah, that's certainly a topic. I'm not gonna comment on that one. Um Free them from the coop. No, the chickens put themselves in the coop. We just have to lock it at night because we don't want rats to get in the coop because we have rats that climb in those little fruit trees over there. And yeah, we don't want those to get in the chicken coop because I don't want those like trying to fight the chickens or something. Um all he said was Canada. Interesting. What a comment. 10 out of 10. There's been a few and I think like the craziest comment I ever got was probably the 2 times I've had Whoop Doo comment on my stuff. The first time when they commented on, uh hi, Izzy. The first time when they commented on, the old version of the Tinosh season 1 video compilation, and then, when they commented on, uh, I think it was, Battle for Asbestos Sponge Bale again, yeah. Oh, somebody new showed up. Hi, what's up? I've been streaming for, like, an hour and 40 minutes now, I think. Whoopdo commented on my videos, but that's because I tagged them. I think that was why they commented on Asbestos Sponge Bagel again, but, as for how they found Tinoss Season 1, I genuinely have no clue. I did not tag them. To my awareness, nobody I know tagged them, so I have no clue how Whoopdo found, Tinoss Season 1. But I know it was memorable enough because I remember when you asked about it, I remember they mentioned there being one with a Golden Jimmy ripoff. So, not only did they find it on their own, but it was memorable enough that they actually remembered the show, which is kinda crazy to me. Whoop-Doo is lurking. Whoop-Doo is secretly the biggest T-Nos fan, that's my headcanon. Dude, another plane! What is your problem? Why are there so many planes tonight? They heard I was streaming and they're like, "Deploy every plane that needs to get somewhere." All of them. We're gonna release all of the planes. There's gonna be 40 planes tonight, specifically because you're streaming. I swear there are not usually this many planes. Because there were planes even before I started streaming. God, I cannot believe I bruised my foot by bonking it on the chair earlier. I'm such a dork. I cannot tell if my dad went to bed or not because he left the door open. But yeah, I don't know. Can Whoop2 post more members only stuff? I'm kind of losing money. Hi, Izzy. Your eyes look really scary when they glow in the camera. Yeah, that's the honestly, the members only content is part of the reason why I feel like I don't know if I'll ever do memberships because like I don't know how often I would post members only content, and I feel like I would feel like I'm just scamming people by not providing anything. I don't know. Whoop just looking. I always find it weird when people have their characters from other shows as their object from their shows as their object shown. Um, I kind of get that. Yeah. For me, I try to at least make them different in some way, but I do kind of agree it can be a little bit confusing sometimes when somebody's object Sona is also just straight up a character in one of their shows. I don't know. It's an interesting topic for sure. Hi, Izzy. This is Izzy. She's a dog. Like they were a character first. I guess I kind of get that because like sometimes you make a character and then you end up getting really, really attached to them. And so, they just kind of become your Sona. I had that happen once, and then I ended up losing interest in the character and replaced them. Random.jpg is now my object Sona. We love random.jpg. Is he? I don't know why she keeps coming outside just to sniff the tile. I don't know what's so captivating about the tile to her. Izzy, what's going on? Does she have, like, a wet spot on her side? What's going on there? But yeah, anyway, I don't know, self-inserts are different. I'm not a big fan of self-inserts, like, the only exception I make for self-inserts is in friend shows, cause like, duh. But I don't know, I'm not a huge fan of self-insert characters most of the time. Um, I will say I don't think self-inserts and characters that are, like, based on yourself are the same thing, so, like, for example, like, Curb's Discord profile character, I don't consider that a self-insert, but, um, it's just, like, derivative of her, if that makes sense, I don't know, it's a little confusing. For, like, a gag or a joke show, I mean, fair enough, yeah. Um, sorry, I'm just filming my dog because I feel like she's probably the most interesting thing to look at right now on stream, so hopefully this is the peak content you guys expect from the Liminal Latte YouTube channel. She's just kinda okay, I think she's going back inside. I think she's abandoning us. Every once in a while, she looks in the camera, and it looks really scary. Because what about characters who are your friend that you put in your show? Um, I guess it depends. I don't know. How many dogs do I have? At my dad's house, I have 2. We have Izzy, who's the golden retriever, and we have Brody, who's the little mutt. And then at my mom's house, I have a dog named Peppy, and she's also a mutt. She's like the same size as Brody, but she's at my mom's house, obviously. So 3 between the 2 houses, 2 at my dad's, 1 at my mom's. We have a lot of other animals at my dad's though, because we have the 3 chickens. My sister has a chinchilla. So we have quite a few animals. Oh, and we have a turtle. Yeah, she's cool. At my mom's, we just have the dog. Like Piggy Pug, yeah. I don't know, I think it can be kinda funny to have your friends as characters in shows. I don't know, I think that's different. I don't really consider that that's not really like a self-insert though, that's like an insert of your friend. I don't really know, I don't know if there's a term for that. Piggy Pug is a caricature of them, so it's different. Yeah, exactly. It's like it's not a self-insert. I don't really know if there's a proper term for it. She's back outside again. But I consider that to be a different thing, and so I don't really mind that as much. Your eyes look so threatening right now, Izzy. Look like cryptid. The live stream is just gonna become my dog being a cryptid, I guess. I don't know. Wow, I've nearly been streaming for 2 hours. I think that might be the longest I've streamed so far, maybe. I'm not entirely sure. I think I have to end the stream now, though. Yeah, I always associate self-inserts with just real people being put into shows. I get that. I just like the reason I don't agree with that is because the name self-insert, implies self-inserting yourself into the show. So that's why I say I don't necessarily agree with that terminology. But I don't know. That's just me. Um, yeah, I think I have to end the stream now, though. Sorry. I think my dad's going to bed. Bye, guys.